Too many SKUs. We're going to share a problem that we face in our private practice by having an abundance of product options, a huge inventory, and how it actually didn't help our patients, didn't help our bottom line, and overall, it actually caused us to lose money. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why too many SKUs is actually harmful for your private practice. Let's hop right into it. So if your private practice is anything like ours, when you first got started, you were bombarded with different brands who wanted you to sell their products in your private practice. I'm not going to list some of the brands because we all know the names, some of the common names that end up reaching out to you when you start your own private practice. And when they come to sell you their initial product offering, they're going to have a whole suite of products for you to buy. Moisturizers, toners, things that help you with facials, the gamut. They're going to have everything, right? And the question is, what do you need? What should you buy? And how much is enough? Well, we're going to talk about that today in this video. We're going to go over some of the mistakes that we made when we started off our private practice and when we started to sell products inside our clinic. So the major problem we faced was eventually, we selected 3 different product lines that we wanted to carry, and we pretty much selected all of the basic products in that product line. Their moisturizers, their vitamin C creams, their retinols. We kind of got a whole product selection of each product line. And so we had 3 of everything, right? So we had and our idea was we could kind of have the expensive brand, something a little bit cheaper, and then, something, a little bit more on the value price range. And what we found was we ended up having a ton of product that we were never able to sell. It was pretty confusing to our staff on what to sell and when to sell it. And overall, the patients didn't seem too happy with the increased product selection that we provided them. And here are 3 key things that we found out. Number 1. Too many SKUs means less focus on what to sell. What we found was each product line and each individual product in that product line needs to be trained. The staff needs to be trained on how to sell those individual products. And the more products you have, the more training is required. And so when you increase the product line and the products in each of those product lines, what we found was we had confusion by the staff. They didn't know, okay, this person needs a moisturizer. Which line of moisturizers should I sell them? This person needs a vitamin C cream. Which one should I sell them? This person needs retinol. Which one should I? It was a lot of confusion because there were so many different products to sell. It was one point in time where we were selling 30 different products across 10 different product lines. And, that got difficult to train. And so what we found was that the additional SKUs caused confusion amongst our team and made it more difficult for them to know what to recommend and when to recommend it. And what we found out was more products that we were able to sell didn't mean more sales. And so here we were spending more money on products that actually were just sitting on the shelf.
Support for the Dermbiz show comes from EasyDerm. If you're a dermatologist or part of a dermatology practice, you know how critical it is to have tools that make your workflow seamless. EasyDerm is revolutionizing dermatology with its intuitive EHR solutions, designed specifically to simplify your practice operations and give you more time to focus on patient care. Their system isn't just easy to use, it's built with dermatologists in mind, making it the perfect choice for practices looking to streamline and grow. Want to learn more? Head over to easyderm.com to see how they can help you elevate your practice to the next level. And here's a little insider tip. Tell them the Dermbiz show sent you. Also, before we jump back in, here's a quick reminder to make sure you're connected with us on all of our other social media platforms. We share other content on those platforms that's going to help you grow and build your private practice. We believe that we need more doctors in leadership positions in private practice ownership, and we believe that our content is going to help you get to where you need to go. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all those platforms. All right, thanks for listening, and another big shout out to EasyDerm. Now let's get back to the show.
The second thing we figured out was too many SKUs equals a larger inventory. And that larger inventory was effectively tying up our capital in products that were sitting on the shelf that maybe sold, maybe didn't sell. What we found out was a larger inventory meant larger cost that was tied up, more products that we had to sell at a huge discount before they expired, more products that we end up giving away to patients or giving away to team members before they expired. And so more was not necessarily more when it came to inventory. And the third thing we found out was more SKUs meant more confusion for our patients. When we presented them multiple options, you can get this moisturizer or this moisturizer or this moisturizer. You can get this retin-A or this retin-A or this retin-A. You can get this toner or this toner or this toner. When we were giving them multiple options, we thought that we were providing them more information and making things better for them. A lot of times it resulted in the patient being confused and just not being ready to make a decision because they had too much information overload. And so if you're starting your own private practice, keep these three things in mind when you are deciding if you want to sell products and which products to sell and how much to sell. Keep in mind that you don't want to provide, you don't want to have too much inventory that makes it difficult for your team to be able to sell the products. Keep in mind that you don't want to have too much inventory on hand because oftentimes it expires, you have to sell it at a discount or give it away for nothing. And last but not least, you want to keep things simple for your patients. You don't want this to be a very difficult decision. We found that when we reduced the options on when they had to choose between a retinol, when they had to choose between a moisturizer, when they had to choose between a toner, when we reduced the options, they got just as good results with their skin, and it was less confusing and less complicated to make that decision. Wrapping up, I hope this video helped you out. I hope when you are deciding to sell products, you keep these things in mind. Over purchasing, too many options, too many SKUs can have a negative impact on your bottom line, make it more difficult for your team to sell, and make it more confusion for your patients to decide. Hope this video helps. Have a great day.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Dermbiz Show. We hope you found today's discussion insightful and packed with value to help you navigate the challenges of running your private practice. We'd love to hear from you. Is there a specific topic you'd like us to cover or a question you want answered? Reach out to us at thedermbiz@gmail.com or drop us a message on social media. Your input helps us tailor the show to what matters most to you and your practice. Speaking of social media, don't forget to follow us on all of our platforms for updates, bonus content, and tips to keep your practice running smoothly. And of course, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Thanks for tuning in today, and we can't wait to have you join us again the next time. Until then, take care, keep thriving, and we'll see you the next time on the Dermbiz Show.